Brandon Applehans with UCCS Athletics here with Mark Misch, head coach for the men's cross country team. Coach, going into the RMAC Championships, what was really the preparation for the team?
Well, the 3 weeks prior to that is probably our biggest training block of the season, traditionally. The season's really broke down into about 3 parts. The beginning of the season is just a continuation of the stuff these guys are putting in over June, July, and into August. And September, we really don't do a lot of race-specific stuff. We've run a couple of races, but more so our focus is really on this time of the season. So coming into October, again, historically, we have a 3-week period there where we really start to shift gears a little bit. The conference meet is always important, but it's not the most important. In fact, we, hopefully on a good year, regionals and nationals is where you want to be. So, but it's such a tremendously competitive race every year that you don't want to go in there and run poorly, but at the same time you don't want to leave everything you got there. So yeah, but it's sort of approach it. It's kind of a balance. You certainly need to do well, but emotionally you don't want that to be the be-all end-all. But I felt like this team has a lot of veterans, and there's a lot of guys that have kind of been through it all before at a national level, and they kind of knew what was going on during the season. So you kind of take the ups and downs, and when guys are a little dinged up or some health issues, you can't worry about that. You got to keep focused on the big picture, which is November.
And take 5th at the conference championships. Take me through your thoughts as far as how well did the match go in your opinion?
Yeah, well, the race was pretty solid. I mean, like I said, coming in, there are 16 men's teams in our conference, and 9 of those had been nationally ranked in the top 25 this season at some point, or had votes for that. So, that says a lot in terms of the quality of the teams. We felt that a half dozen of those were pretty good on a given day. Running at Alamosa's at 7,500 feet, we felt like we had a really sound plan for the course that we were on, the way we approached it. As a whole, the men did a very good job of executing their individual race plans. Again, we're building towards regionals, so we had some guys like Corey Brown, who's his first race in 7 weeks, but he's been a consistent top guy for us. Ran the national meet last year, and so we had a kind of a conservative plan for him, and he did a good job with that, and he's getting fitter every day, so hopefully regionals will take it a notch higher. David and Kyle McCloskey both garnered all RMAC honors, which is pretty tough. I mean, you basically got to be an all-American level guy to be all RMAC. So those guys certainly were right in it, and Nick Baca had another very, very solid race from start to finish. Mitch Klomp had a really good kind of comeback race for him. He struggled with some health issues this season, and he really laid it on the line, ran tough, and that's what we expect out of him. And Seth Pollich had another very consistent day as always. So, and then like I said, Corey being back in the fold helped us. So we're I feel like we're at this point where we kind of want to be, and heading into November.
And the regionals coming up November 7th in Texas. What's the expectations for this group, Coach?
Well, the expectations are something that this team puts on themselves. They do this, because they want to be one of the best teams in the country, or in Division II. That's the standard of the program. Every year we strive to be at that national championships. There's 32 teams that make it there, and so you got about 10% of the country. And all we can ever do is control what we do, our preparation, our decisions, the things that we do. We can't worry about other people's, the talent level or how they approach a race. Our season is always based around 2 10K races in November, and how we run over 10 kilometers across country tactically. The course we take in consideration. That's why we went down to Texas back in September and ran on that course just for some of our guys to have that experience. But end of the day, if you've done all you can and you get to the starting line and your guys are prepared and they're confident, and that's all you can ask. And then if they go out and execute, then you got to be thankful for where you stand at the end, because that might be good enough, and if it's not, and the other teams are better, then hats off to them. So, you know, that's the way sports work. But you know, we obviously want to be able to put our very best forward, and so the expectations are always high. You know, we don't sit around and like say this place or that place or whatever. A, because I don't want to ever have people put a limit on what's possible, and B, I don't want them to lose sight of the process and doing the best that we can day to day, week to week, month to month. And again, I always tell them, like I said, I'll be proud of them no matter what if I know we've done all we can. And sometimes that puts you in a certain place in a result, and sometimes it's not as high as you'd want to be. But I feel great about the guys. I'm confident in them. They work very hard. They've been through the battles. We've got a lot of veterans, like I said. They're very hungry, and they know that yesterday's yesterday, tomorrow's tomorrow. We've got to take care of business when we go down there. So that's it, man.
Well, there you have it. Head coach Mark Misch of the men's cross country team. Best of luck, Coach.
Thanks, man.